Dead game? The game is not dead, bro. If the game was dead, would there be thousands of people right now playing it during 2 p.m., right? It is not that game. It's actually popping off, I would say. What is it about this game that we play where it takes 2 hours for a raid to even fill up? Is this okay? Are we okay with this? Hey, we found a player though, so now we're 24 people, minus this guy, 23. Only need 2 more people, guys. In the meantime, we're gonna react to a video made by MetaGoblin, which is called How Do I Afford Raiding Without Farming Gold and GDKPs? How do I afford raiding without farming gold and GDKPs? Wait, I don't understand. Like, is this a video about buying gold? Wait, is raiding expensive, guys? Like, honestly, because, you know, consumables are not that expensive, but gems are. You can always get gems with what's it called? Like the things, honor and stuff, right? I guess you could get gems for free, technically. It's not as bad as TBC or Classic, dude. Like, those, you needed to spend so much more on consumes. Remember haste potions? They were 20 gold at some point on Farmo. 20 gold, and you could use them in combat as many, you know what I'm saying? Like the way potions worked in TBC, you could use potions multiple times in combat. It wasn't like pre-pot meta. The longer the boss fight was, the more gold you would spend. It was insane. And for most classes, the best consumes were potions instead of flask, so you would spend a lot of gold when you wipe. Like, dude, it was worse, I think, for you know, maintenance. Let's watch
Let's be real, the GDKP scene and the WoW token have totally ruined server economies to the point where, as a player, you will suffer if you don't take part in these practices. Economies have drastically inflated the value of consumables, gems, and enchants. But you don't have to join the dark side. You don't have to join GDKPs or buy a WoW token to competently play the game. And you also don't have to farm gold. You just have to be smart about how you maximize your gold income while simultaneously playing the game. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. These are my laziest gold making strategies because GDKPs and the WoW token.
Amen, brother, amen.
Now, one of the easiest ways to make gold in the game is just converting currencies into gold. I think one of the lesser known methods of doing this is converting Stonekeeper shards into Wintergrasp tokens, and then those into honor points, and then the honor points obviously into gems at the PvP vendor in Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Just remember to check the value of the gems, so that obviously that you can pick the gem that is worth the most gold. Remember that sometimes the cheaper gems are actually worth more because they require less honor points. When you no longer need Emblems of Triumph, you can also buy...
Calm down, bro. Like, 50 gold per hour, this guy. This is way more than 50 gold per hour. Come on, dude. Like, obviously it's more than that. Obviously it's more than that. Right? 50 gold per hour.
Crusader orbs. It's 15 for one orb. Real essences can also be converted into Crusader orbs, and you actually only need 3. Because of this, if you're in a competent group, you can make 500 to 1,000 gold per hour just farming heroic beta dungeons.
That's not bad.
Obviously this depends on group setup, player skill, and the server prices of the orbs. Emblems of Conquest can be converted into ruined orbs for 18 badges. Now what you want to do is you want to check this against the price of raw gems that can be bought with Emblems of Heroism. A simple method of doing this is get the total gold value and divide it by the number of emblems required, and Bob's your uncle. I think a lot of people do just mindlessly buy the gems, and because a lot of people are doing that, the price of them is obviously dropping against a ruined orb, and I feel like the ruined orb is also increasing in value slightly recently. This is just on my server anyway, so be sure to check the price of the ruined orb against the raw gems. A really simple way of doing this is get the add-on Auctionator, do a quick scan, and then it will just show the price whenever you mouse over the items. Speaking of add-ons, for those people out there who are going to play on hardcore servers, Rested XP have released a leveling add-on with the safest and most efficient route for hardcore servers. And if you want a cheeky 5% off, just check the description. Now back to gems. When you get raw gems of currency, you can sometimes make more gold with that raw gem
Use code Joker, guys, for 5% off on Resident XP. Thank you very much.
If you have a craft to make it into a cut that is more valuable. You can now very easily get other recipes with the titanium powder quest. Because you do not have to do a daily or anything like that, you just get the titanium powder which you can buy for the auction house and keep turning it in for a token and then get the recipes you want. Obviously this is going to cost you gold, but it's normally worth the investment in the long run. You spend a little bit gold now, but in the long run you are going to be making more gold. Sometimes you can just buy raw gems off the auction house and flip them after cutting them for a little bit of really easy gold. My personal recommendation, because this is what I do, is I only buy one gem of each colour at once, or of each cut at once. Because sometimes gems can take a while to sell, but a lot of people are doing this and they will undercut you often. Auctionator can also do a quick scan to find out whether you have been
I understand, like, this video is called How Do I Afford Trading Without Farming Gold and GDKPs? But this is gold farming. I mean, he's doing heroic dungeons and using side rail essence to get gold. Yeah, like it's a gold farm, right? At that point, unless you wouldn't use the side rail essence for gold, use it for gear. But he said he was using it for gold, no? Kind of weird.
undercut, so you can cancel the auction and reapply it later. The same strategy applies for blue gems. Some people don't want to buy the big expensive epic gems on gear when
Like
they're
me.
still gearing up an alt and replacing gear frequently. So there's still
Yeah.
money to be made on the crappy gems. Again, just flip them one at a time. You can also apply this method very easily with alchemy transmute. You buy the raw materials, do the transmute, and then you make a very easy profit by just simply sitting at the auction house. It's also definitely worth having an enchanter
gold
and
farming.
tailoring alt to passively make a gold. I have an enchanter logged out at the blade vendor in Halar. All I do is I buy the throwing weapon,
There's no
I
way,
then
man.
disenchant it, and I will do this 3 times, because the planar essences do sell on my server for 12 gold each. And this will respawn,
What?
the blade will respawn every hour. So, you know, I do this whenever I log in, I do it sometimes when
Dude,
I'm
there's
working,
no
I'm sat
way,
on my
man.
PC, just whenever I can, really. Sometimes obviously other people doing this, but I normally can
Come
get
on.
logged in and get this method
Like, you would make more gold just like going
Strike
into...
back fart, boy.
Just clearing like a TBC dungeon. Be better gold per hour than that, man.
done. I also have
Yo,
tailoring
MJ,
on this
thanks for
character,
the
so
5
whenever I
months.
get cloth in the game, I send it to the tailor to make bags, so you get more gold from your raw cloth. Alternatively, you can just auction the raw cloth, just never vendor it. In fact, you should get out of the habit of just quickly vendoring stuff like cloth and putting it on the auction house, because although something may only be worth a little bit, in the long run, you will make a decent amount of gold. It's also worth doing the jewel crafting and cooking daily when you can for an extra 200 gold
That's
per
actually
day,
worth it.
and these barely take
This is
any
worth it.
time. I've also bulk bought all of the raw gems that you need for the
That's
jewel
insane,
crafting
bro.
daily to save even
Yeah.
more time. And my last bit of advice is to have a bank character that you can send all your resources to for the sake of organisation. Now, the only thing that really takes time in this process is obviously finding out, you know, what gold flips you can do, etc, etc. But luckily Resident XP also provide a service where you can just go online and it will do it all for you. It will tell you all the best gold flips, and if you want to...
So this let me just get this straight, right? So this guy that is telling you to get Rested XP, which costs real money, to make gold when you can just buy gold with real money. Yeah, but you know, don't do that, right? Yeah, that's against the rules.
actually farm gold, it will tell you the best gold farming
This is
methods
hilarious,
currently on your server, because it scans auction house data on all servers. So if you want to
I've
check
never
that
used the
also,
gold
it's always in
guide from
description
the
of
Resident
video. It's
XP.
also a
Is it
really
good,
great
chat?
way
Like
to
a no
support
cap?
content creators like me. You don't
Is it
necessarily
good?
have to
I
use
don't
my
use, I
referral
just use
code.
the
You can go
leveling
and use
of it.
somebody else's if you so choose.
Like, I'm just gonna say, chat, don't
Anyway,
get mad. I will use Rested XP when leveling in hardcore. Call me a sellout. I forgot the quests. I will be using it. I heard they have a new hardcore route. Okay, guys. Like, hey, I'm a sell. Yeah, what can I say, right?
My next video.
Don't get mad, bro. Don't get
Ciao.
don't get mad. You guys getting mad. That's good video though. And he was right about some things, like you can make good gold with the gems and also doing the daily cooking and the daily, what's it called, tool crafting. But I mean, it is a gold farm, right? Like it says I'm lazy, so I don't want to farm gold, but I'm gonna log on a level like 70 character in TBC every few hours so I can like disenchant an item. Bro, like that's a lot of work for me, man. I don't know. Yo, the raid is almost full, guys. We are full, or we are full. We are full. Not even trolling.